And then by 7, 8, bro, it's like we had like it was like 8 people doing 20 apps. And then of course, then like this past week, then we had one guy that did 40. And I remember I asked him today, I was like, bro, how'd you pull 40 apps out your ass, bro? Because I'm trying to come for that number now.
Yeah.
And bro, no lie, bro. He was like, bro, it was you killing the 20 apps every week. He was like, I don't know, like something just clicked in my head. I was like, bro, like he did it 8 weeks in a row. Like, I wonder how I can maximize myself. And
yeah,
like, yeah, man, it was so. I have a couple things written down, a couple analogies I'm gonna use. Some things that like I go like I'm gonna share my daily routine,
yeah, heck
my
yeah.
mentality. So hopefully, man, we can get everybody engaged, and you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, I know you guys usually on the calls, like you guys usually just let the speaker like just speak, but I think it'd be helpful if we can like open the floor at some point, and if anybody has
Yeah,
any questions.
I'll do a little bit of an intro and stuff, let you kind of speak. And then that's generally what we do on these development calls is whoever's speaking kind of speak for, if it goes for 45 minutes, then it goes for 45 minutes. And then after that, we'll just do, whatever time we have left. We generally run about an hour. So whatever time we have left, we'll do some Q&A and just let guys kind of bounce off. I know we just started a PM shift in our office. I know a lot of people are in the field, so we'll see how many hop on. I think I got 4 waiting right now. So we'll see how many of our leaders hop on, but we'll see what they got. But I think a lot of them will hop on in the field too. But yeah, man, definitely. How big of a, because this is something I've been thinking about lately a lot is, how big do you think your daily routine affects everything that you do?
100%. I feel like the minute I don't do something, my whole day goes to shit. Like it's even got to a point like for during the summer, like I had shaved my head. I was rocking the bald, the bald guy. I was like straight bald, bro. And I had gotten a routine like every day, bro. It was like I was up like 5 a.m. First it was like an hour in the gym, come back, shave. Then I had like, beard. I was doing like beard grooming and like getting my suit ready and just make sure everything was like nicely pressed, and I was just all the way prepared. And I had a routine, and I was just doing that. And like, bro, I remember like there was one day I had woke up late, and I didn't get to shave. I was like scrambling to look for like what I was gonna wear, and dude, I bombed that day. I bombed that day horribly. And I remember like it was like the only thing I kept on thinking in my head was like, damn it, dude, it's just because I didn't get up on time to do my routine, bro. Like that was all that was in my head. I was like, if I would have got up on time and did it, bro, I would have killed it.
Yeah.
But just because I was a little bit off, yeah, man, I shit the bed that day. So yeah, no, it plays a huge part. Like that's literally something I have written down here. Like literally to have a routine, have a game plan. Yeah, it plays a huge part.
For sure. Okay, man. Well, I'm gonna start letting people in. We'll get rocking and rolling here in a few minutes. So let's see what we got. Admit all. Who we got on?
There is no paper.
Oh, let's see. What's up, Sergio?
What's happening?
What's going on?
I'm out here in these streets.
You belong to the street.
These dangerous Westminster streets.
Bro, good job getting your new start on the board the first day. Heck yeah.
No, it was awesome. I felt more hyped than he did, I bet.
I bet, bro. You're a stud.
Yeah, feeling.
I got a little scared. I was just like, there's a meeting going on and I'm not able to get in yet.
You get VIP access, SMR. Don't worry.
Oh, period. That's what it's all about.
Backstage.
Yes. I get front seats and everything.
See who else we got on. Nathaniel, bro. We miss you. If you can hear me.
Yeah, I'll be back soon.
I'm waiting for it, buddy. Let's see. We'll give everybody a couple minutes to hop on. Miss Olivia. You can't hear me yet. What's up, Olivia?
What's up, guys?
You want to see my coworkers? Huh?
Oh.
That's Olivia. She's a mastermind. No, I don't think so.
Don't say anything bad, Austin. We can hear you.
What? You can? I literally was like to my girlfriend, I was like, do you want to see my coworkers? You heard that?
Yeah, we heard it.
I was like, that's Olivia. I wouldn't.
Shalalabi. All right, let's see.
That's funny.
Give it another minute, two. Olivia, what you been doing all day?
Sleeping.
Sleeping?
Dude, I just woke up not too long ago and I'm like, oh my
Only
God.
for this call.
I wasted all my day sleeping. I can't believe that. But it feels great.
I bet. Bobo, Yobo.
Hang on, man.
Yo,
Olivia,
bro.
what were you doing?
Sleeping, I said.
Jealous.
Me too.
So, Olivia, you're just trying to tell me you just wake up looking like that?
I do.
Oh,
This is my
geez.
wake up thing.
Hashtag.
Damn. Freaking Janssen looking ass.
Thank you, folks. Oh my God, I'm blushing. I'm going on mute now.
Post a picture on Instagram then.
Yeah, you won't.
Bruh, no, for real though, Olivia. My hair be everywhere when I wake up.
That's probably a bad head condition if your hair's falling off.
No, it just gets all, poofy when you sleep. I got you, go.
It's that bedhead that no one likes to talk about.
Kobo, you gonna settle for a solo high roll, buddy, or what?
That's it, bro?
Oh, it's that Samsung phone.
You told me right after that post. I would have stayed. Oh, gosh.
I can't hear you. I think your
I'm gonna
Samsung's
settle.
broken.
It's okay, buddy. Just don't get
How was
complacent.
the club, Jose?
How was what?
How was the club?
The club? It was pretty
Yeah. I just see you leaving the club now.
good.
All right, cool guys. Let's get rolling. Sorry, I'm in the car. I didn't want to be. I wanted to be home by now, but had to try to get some stuff on the board. But cool. Really excited for this call. Mr. Shawn's gonna speak for us a little bit. We'll do it like we've been running calls, just a little bit of intro. Let Shawn speak for however long he goes, and then we'll do some Q&A at the end. But super. I never, and something I maybe regret in the business is never getting to work much with Shawn inside of the Dallas office. Definitely would have stole some things from him. But man, ever since I first heard of Shawn, he has been the preacher, as they call him, right, Shawn? Call him the preacher.
Some.
Story time.
Story time. There you go.
So definitely jealous of Jose and Kelsey who got to work with you. But man, just everything I hear about Shawn is just his mentality. How he goes about his work, right? It's really cool to see just how consistent he is, and I think it plays a large part into what a lot of stuff that he'll go over. But a little bit of background on Shawn. He got into the business, about December, turn of the year, January is really when he first started. And, right before this, he was just doing some forklift driving, stuff like that. He had a little bit of sales experience before. I think you were doing door to door, right, Shawn, with Kirby, which Kirby is what do they sell?
Vacuums, baby.
Vacuums. That's what I thought. I've heard, yeah, Kirby vacuums. So door to door, and man, I think, I've only done door to door for a week, but I'll let you touch on that, Shawn. I think it develops a lot of good skills. But yeah, did some door to door sales, then went into some forklifting. Just really, didn't see value in it. Just hated it, and I'll let him speak on that a little bit. But then came into this business and has just been crushing it. Ever since. I think it took you a second to get to. I remember it took you a second to get to level 2, right, Shawn?
Oh yeah, yeah, it did.
It took a minute, man. So. But ever since then, man, it has just been full on skyrocket. The guy, how many weeks in a row were you at 20 apps?
I did 8 weeks in a row doing 20 apps. Yeah.
8 weeks in a row doing 20 apps. So I'm not sure anybody on this call has done 20 apps in a week before, besides maybe myself. Olivia, have you hit 20 apps before?
Yeah, Olivia has. I remember her being up there.
Yeah. So really, really cool. 8 weeks in a row. That's freaking insane. And I know with his mentality, he knows he can do more. But really cool to see. I'll let him touch on a lot of that kind of stuff. But man, appreciate your time. Thanks for letting us steal an hour of your day off, and just coming to speak for us. So I'll let you have the floor, man. We'll do some Q&A at the end whenever you kind of wrap up. But other than that, man, give us some wisdom.
Yeah, most definitely. Again, man, I appreciate every last one of you guys just for taking time actually to just allow me to speak and just to hopefully drop some gems for you guys. I'm gonna kind of be a little bit all over the place because it's a lot of what you need, you guys already have. Okay, say that one more time. A lot of what you need is what you guys already have. And it's really about just unlocking that monster, that beast that you guys got inside you, right? And really capitalizing on that individual, that other side of you, right? That you guys have not really, maybe you've came encounter with this side of you, maybe like once or twice in the field, and that's that side of you that you just feel like every customer that walks by is like they're a victim. You're just like, you're on the prowl. You're like, dude, I'm on fire today. Every last person I talk to, I'm signing up. I'm pretty sure everyone just kind of felt that at one point, right? Where it's like, dude, like you're signing customers back to back to back, and I feel like one thing that like kind of helped me to do like the whole 8 weeks in a row and constantly be on the top of the sales board was like kind of channeling that guy and figuring out like what breaks him, like what brings him out. So I have a couple blueprints here. One, I guess I'll start with how to bring out and how to maximize yourself, and then I'm gonna kind of go into a little bit of some sales tips, and then just a couple things on mentality. All right, so I'm gonna kind of break this down in kind of like in like 3 little sections for you guys. Okay, so one of the first important things, guys, like when you're wanting to be the best version of yourself, is you have to create a routine. You have to create a routine. I remember when you guys came down to Dallas. Olivia, remember I was shaving my head bald. Olivia, remember the bald head swag? Yeah, look, I'm back a little bit. Okay, but I was doing what I was doing was I was creating a routine for myself. I wanted to kind of be structured because I realized, I would have days where I would wake up a little bit late. I'd be rushing to get to Atmo. Energy's not all the way there because I'm waking up in the car on the way to the field. I mean, to the office. Sometimes I'd play an audiobook, sometimes I wouldn't, being honest. And I would get to the office. They're doing the chants. My voice is still scratchy. I'm still trying to wake up and do the chants. And then from there, it's like you're taking in so much information, who high rolled, who solo high rolled. And I remember by the time I got to the field, it just kind of felt like it was like, okay, time to stretch, time to go, time to get out there and start pitching. And it's like you're warming up once you're at the field, more so than being warmed up and ready to go by the time you hit the field, And I realized I had to change that. So what I started doing was I started implementing a routine. So for me, it was like I started getting up early. I started saying, you know what, bro, I'm gonna hit the gym. And hitting the gym, I was just gonna this was gonna allow my bones and allow my vocal cords and allow my breathing just to kind of just already be awake by the time I would get to the office. So I didn't show up at the office with my morning voice. I was already like full-fledged, full tone, like I'm ready to go. All right. So by the time I get home, now, hey, my body's warmed up. I'm ready to chant. I'm ready to speak to anyone who's in my face. Right now, I'm grooming myself. Now, I don't know how many of you guys take the time to take pride in your appearance and your apparel, but I highly recommend investing the time to look good. All right, because when you look good, you perform good. All right, and a lot of people look like trust me, feel a lot more comfortable dealing with the person who looks good and dressed good and smells good rather than the person who's sitting there in wrinkly clothes pitching you about whatever they're pitching you. Right? It's a thing about being the professional. So the first tip is being the professional and not the assistant. So for example, if you went to the doctor's office, right? And let's say you're sick, you feel like crap, right? So you go to the doctor's office and you're like, hey doc, you get there. The first person that you're being greeted by is like the receptionist. So she's like trying to check you in, right? And then they take you to a back room, and then here comes like a medical assistant. Now, how many of you guys would rather deal with the medical assistant or deal with the doctor? The medical assistant, let's say the medical assistant just starts trying to tell you and trying to guess what you're feeling and try, okay, well, what hurts? And okay, and they're trying to sit there and trying to analyze you more so than just, and when you're feeling sick, and I don't know if you've been in this position, when you're like, bro, like, I don't want to deal with you. I just want to deal with the doctor. I want to deal with the professional. Okay. I want to deal with the person who knows what I'm dealing with right now, what I got going on, right? So they can solve my situation and I can go home and feel better and get to what I got to get to. Right. And a lot of that has to do with the same time. And you want to translate that to the field as well. When you're in the field, bro, you want to be the professional. Okay. You want to be that person in the field where like people look to you for the answers. Okay. Like you're not like, so one, being the professional is somebody's mic is on. Michael, I think it's you, buddy.
Hey, Mike, mute yourself.
All right. So one is definitely is dressing the part. Okay, dressing the part, looking like the boss, even though you're not the boss, right? Because what happens is, you know what I'm saying? When the customer walks up and they're like, well, how much is my bill gonna be? How much is this gonna be? They'll like it happened, and this happened 9 times out of 10. I'm telling you, every time I'm in the field, I can be with another rep. And like the customer doesn't know like who's a mastermind, who's a level 1, who's level 2, but I guarantee by the way that I'm dressed, they always turn to me, looking at me for answers just by my apparel, right? And that already just kind of gives off this impression that hey, everything I say, I mean, and everything I say is accurate. So they start trusting a lot of the words that come out of your mouth. All right, that's key. Okay, because when you're pitching, you want the customer to be fully engaged with everything that's coming out of your mouth. All right. So if you're not dressing the part, if you're not dressing to the best of your capabilities, I highly suggest, start GQing yourself, ladies and gentlemen, and start showing up in the best and like as the best version of you as possible. It plays a huge role. Okay. So that's the first thing. Another thing with creating a routine for yourself, you kind of find it, you start creating something that you can duplicate when you start creating a routine. The reason it took me so long to hit level 2 is because for the longest time, I've always been gifted with a mouthpiece. I can talk. I mean, like since I was a kid, they used to tell me, dude, you should be a lawyer. I would talk myself out of whoopings. You know what I'm saying? Like that was me. So I knew going into the sales field, like I'd be good. I'd be able to sell anything. But the problem with that was like when you're really good at something naturally, you don't know why you're good. And it's really hard to like try to like teach someone else to do what you do naturally, And so I had to start figuring out ways that, hey, like I can simplify what I do, and so it could be duplicatable for the people that I was around, and so I could teach it. And not only that, so it could be visibly understood, like so that someone can understand it visibly. You know what I'm saying? Like without getting too confused on what I was doing. I don't know if this makes sense, but so like by creating the routine, I was able to, for like the people that I would hire and that were under me, I was able to show them like, hey, by just implementing these small things, it's implementing having something that you're doing on a daily basis, right? Is is going to assist you, and like kind of progressing forward through the program, and kind of like, especially when it came to like taking in things, because eventually when they would get to the fields, some of them would do the same thing. A lot of people when they get to the field, they're mentally they're warming up by the time they get to the field instead of already being warmed up. Some of them are just, like I said, they're rushing the atmo. Then they were late, their alarm clock was, and I noticed that a lot of people on my team were doing the same things. And so to lead by example, creating their routine allowed them to kind of start duplicating that, which in result, I started kind of getting a little bit more better performance from them, because they was kind of already on that. They were kind of duplicating what I was doing, right? So the routine, dressing like a professional. All right, this is the very two basic foundations to what Shawn does in the morning. Okay, now as far as going into the sales aspect of everything, the first tip, guys, and I had a day there where I did like 35 lines in one day, and I feel like what helped me do the 35 lines in one day, which was crazy, because it just kind of like, I remember the I don't know if any of you guys have watched basketball, but Kobe had a game where he did like 81 points. And I remember I couldn't even do that in 2K. I couldn't even, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like 81 points, bro. And I remember like I was like, and I remember at the time watching that game, I was like, bro, like where is his head? Like, you know what I'm saying? I remember him saying, he was like, dude, like it just felt like I couldn't miss. He just felt like I couldn't miss. And I remember that day I did the 35 lines, it literally, I think I did like 10 customers. And it was like literally I was wrapping up with one, and like the next one that would walk by me, I was pitching, and boom, it was closed. So it was like, come on, like, and it was like sale after sale after sale after sale. And so when I break down that day and what really worked for me, first thing is I kept it super simple. Phones sell themselves. There's no need to over explain or to get technical with selling these phones. Okay. And this is not direct TV. Direct TV, guys, you had to be a salesman for that. Like we all know, bro. Like you had to like look up like little facts, little things you could, sometimes, you was like kind of fibbing a little bit, stretching the truth, it's the size of a hat. You know what I'm saying? It's not that big. You would say whatever you had to say to try to get the direct TV sale, right? This is not the same situation. Everyone needs a phone. So with that being said, this is a necessity. Keep in mind, this is a necessity. You guys are pitching something that everyone needs. You rarely find an American out here that can say they can survive on a daily basis without some type of phone, right? Whether they are using a prepaid, whether they're using a plan, everyone nowadays needs a phone, right? So with that being said, you have to already approach the field with the mentality that like, hey, I have something that everyone that is walking through this door needs. Okay, that plays a huge part. Okay, they need what I have. Okay, so one, that takes away the desperation in your pitching. Okay, direct TV, we had a little bit of desperation in our pitching. There's no desperation with this. This is like, you need me, I don't need you. Okay, you have to approach it kind of like that. You need me, I don't need you. So when it's like when you're trying to get their attention, right? It's you're pitching with confidence. You're standing as a professional. You should be looking like a professional, standing like a professional, and trying to capture their attention and letting them know, throwing out that big claim. Hey, today we're doing basically free phones. Let me show you what I got going on today for you guys, right? Like it's your tonality is huge with this as well. I like to say it's called bottled enthusiasm. Whenever you're trying to pitch, it's called bottled. You're not gonna be over the top like, oh my God, hey, how you guys doing? Good question. What do you guys have for your cell phone? Oh, let me show you what I got going on. No, that's like, to me, I'm gonna walk by you. Okay. It's bottled enthusiasm. It's like you got a secret, right? It's like you got a secret, right? But you're not trying to be too loud about it, but you're trying to let them know, like, yo, I got something for you, right? So bottled enthusiasm. So it's like, hey, how you guys doing? Hey, quick question, guys. Hey, look, Who do you guys got for your cell phone provider? Oh my goodness, Sprint. Yo, let me show you what I got going on. Let's come follow this way, right? It's bottled enthusiasm. It's like you're excited about it, but you're not overexcited about it to where like basically you would kind of creep them out, right? Or kind of lose interest, or sounds like a salesman up front. Does that make sense? Right? Bottled enthusiasm. Okay. So another thing, bro, get through quick quote fast. Quick quote does not make your money. Something I realized with a lot of people that, on my team at first, they're not doing it anymore. But we were spending so much time on quick quote. You should be using quick quote, and if you're not using quick quote, get back to using it because you're showing the customer, all right, the prices. You're showing them what they're getting, right? But quick quote is just a tool to validate what you're selling, to validate you as an AT&T representative. All right, see, like that. Like this is just validation that what I'm selling you is going to be accurate, and it's with AT&T, right? It's going to be this price, and I'm giving you these phones. With that being said, let me get you qualified. Okay, so quick, a couple things that work for me. So I'm going to go over three simple objections that I use, and I use the same thing over and over and over. When I say get through quick quote, I promise you guys, dude, like I don't change it. And before I say that, it's because going back to the NBA. A lot of NBA players have a game plan, right? They have these go-to moves, right? They may not use it all the time, but a lot of these professional NBA players have these go-to moves that they use whenever they're in a certain situation, right? Allen Iverson was one of the greatest crossover NBA players of all time, bro. He would cross you over in a minute, you know. But he had specific moves for specific situations on where he was on the court, right? Whether it be bounce between my right leg, bounce between the left leg, dribble one time to the left and quickly bring it to the right, and I'm penetrating on the left side. Like he had a game plan, right? Every time he had a defensive player in front of him, and it was what made him such a great offensive player, right? So having a game plan on how you're going to approach and you're having a game plan in your sales process is going to help you guys out a lot, and actually being able to get through a quick quote and get through the whole pitch with the customer to actually proceed to the sale. So this is just three simple rebuttals. You guys can it was one rebuttal, but you can use it for all three objections. So one, let's go with the spouse objection, which is a common one. So let's say you get through quick quote. I'm at quick quote. I give them a price. So, ma'am, so today I got you for 4 phones, right? 4 iPhone 11s, $120 a month. With that being said, ma'am, what is your first and last name? Oh, sir, hey, yes, it looks like a great deal. I just really want to talk to my husband. The rebuttal. Ma'am, hey, I definitely want you to talk to your husband, okay? Let me get you qualified so you can actually give him all that information, right? So that way you guys know what you're getting, right, prior to signing up with me. But that being said, mom, what is your first and last name? Now let's say the same thing. Hey, sir, yeah, it looks like a great deal. Let me walk around the store, and I'll just be right back. Hey, sir, look, hey, I definitely want you to walk around the store and think about it. Let me get you qualified so you have all the info you need while you walk around the store, right? So you're not wasting your time and coming back to me and you don't even know if you qualified or not. Let's just knock this all out in one time. So with that being said, oh, by the way, my name is Shawn. What was your name? Jonathan? Fantastic, Jonathan. How do I spell your last name? Another one, same thing. Hey, are you gonna be here all day? Sir, unfortunately, I won't be here all day. I will be here up until a certain point. Okay, the promotion will still be here. But look, honestly, sir, you're a busy person. I'm a busy person as well. Okay, I don't want to waste your time, right? And I'm pretty sure you don't want anyone wasting. I mean, I don't want to waste my time, and I'm pretty sure you don't want anyone wasting your time. With that being said, sir, let me get you qualified here. Okay, that way you have all the information you need, right? And if it's beneficial to you, and you see that it's something that you actually would want to sign up for, right? You can always come back and you know exactly what you're going to get. With that being said, what's your first and last name? Basically, it's I say how I worded this earlier. It's kind of like an agree to disagree. It's like yeah, I'm going to agree to everything they say. Regardless, in every rebuttal situation, you're always agreeing, right? But you're gonna kind of basically like, yeah, I'm agreeing with you, but I'm basically gonna make you do what I want you to do. Okay. So it's like, whatever it is. Hey, let me go over there and buy some pizza. Hey, I definitely want you to go buy some pizza. Let me get you signed up right here real fast. Okay. So while you're chewing on that pizza, you know that you qualified for these phones. With that being said, what's your first and last name? This is a quick quote only. Okay. It's not the same rebuttals you're gonna use in Sarah Plus. This is just quick quote. Okay. Because the reality is, if they're 100% interested, right, you just qualifying them, right, they're going to do it. Okay, if they're not, this is gonna outrule you wasting time with a customer that is not gonna buy. How many of us have sat there and you're just trying to rebuttal this customer, you're trying to rebuttal them, and they're just genuinely just wasting your time, right? This is gonna kind of filter that out by just constantly just going back to, hey, I just need to get you to qualify. I just need to get you to qualify. So, man, let me get you qualified so you can give them all the information, all right, about the promotion I got going on today. With that being said, my mom, I didn't even get your first name. What was your name? Janet. Hey, Janet, my name was Shawn. Janet, how do I spell your last name? Okay, that's a transition for you. Another one, the same thing. Walk around the store. Hey, I definitely want you to walk around the store and think about it. Let me just get you qualified. So while you walk around the store, you already know exactly what you can get. Okay, so that way when you come back to me, you can tell me exactly what I need to get for you. Okay, what kind of fonts, what color, and everything like that. That being said, Mom, what is your first and last name? Hey, are you gonna be here all day, sir? I will be here for a good amount of the day. Okay, and the promotion will still be here realistically when you get back. But, sir, I don't want to waste my time. And I'm sure you don't want anyone to waste your time as well, okay? Let me just get you qualified here. So that way you know exactly what you're getting prior to leaving here, okay? And that way, when you come back, you know exactly what you want, exactly what color. And that way we don't waste any more time trying to figure these things out. So with that being said, sir, what is your first and last name? And you'll realize that if they're genuinely interested, what he'll do or what she'll do, hey, they'll give you the business. They'll sign you up. Now, of course, once we're in Sarah Plus, we turn into different animals. Okay, we're sinking our teeth in. Okay, now this is where your leaders probably have their own way that they approach rebuttaling. I have my own structure for that too. If I have enough time, maybe we can probably get to that too, because I have a certain way I approach the Sarah Plus rebuttals, which I'm gonna be honest, for me it works like a charm. Is what I've showed my guys. I think my team uses it pretty well. Uses it pretty good too. As far as that goes. I love losing my place. Wait. That's what makes you do it. Thanks, Maya. Yeah. So apart from that, my mentality. So the mentality, going into the mentality portion of this, I really mimic, and I know a lot of people in the office that's heard me like constantly speak. I use the lion reference a lot. The animal, the lion, for multiple reasons. Okay. One of the reasons is the lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle. The lion is not the strongest animal in the jungle. But yet everyone that's around the lion respects the lion as if he were the biggest, the strongest animal in the jungle, right? And then a lot of it has to do with the lion's mentality. When the lion approaches an elephant, the lion doesn't look at the elephant and say, dang, he's bigger than me. Realistically, the elephant can squash the lion in one stomp. And they say that the elephant is smarter than the lion. But because the lion's dominance and the way the lion carries itself, right, the elephant becomes a victim to the lion's thought process. So when the lion is standing in front of the elephant says, holy crap, this thing is going to eat me. So therefore the lion becomes a victim to the elephant becomes a victim to the lion's mentality. That is huge, right? Because the only thing the lion does is just chases after his own goal. Like the lion only has one thing when he wakes up in the morning. And I love this reference between the lion and the gazelle by what's this guy's name? Oh, I can't even think of his name right now. Man, I can't think of his name.
Eric Thomas.
Eric Thomas. Thank you, Eric Thomas. He has that reference where he uses the lion and the gazelle, and he says like they both wake up at the same time, right? And what they have in common is that they wake up and they both get up early in the morning and they both run. They both run, right? And when they both run, like I said, they're side by side. You can compare them. They have that similarity. They run. They're in the jungle. They're up early. They're running, right? But what separates these two animals, right, is that at some point the gazelle is going to stop. At some point the gazelle is going to say, you know what? It's going to look behind him. Says, okay, it's time for me to get a drink of water. And I'm going to stop by this little lake or this little creek and I'm going to take a sip of water and I'm going to stop running, right? And it stops running because it realizes there's no one behind him chasing him. There's nothing behind him that there's no need for me to run right now, right? I can stop. The lion runs, right? Same way that gazelle is running, right? But the lion doesn't worry about what's behind him. The lion is focused about what's in front of him. The lion's like, hey, if I stop running, I will not capture my meal that's in front of me, right? The lion is self-motivated, right? and the gazelle is only motivated by who's behind him. Okay, the gazelle is the gazelles in the office are the people that says, you know what, I'm only going to perform today when my leader calls me and tells me, hey, where are you at on the sales board? Hey, you gonna roll a 0 today? The gazelle is the person that says that constantly needs someone else in the store with them. Constantly needs someone in there trying to hype them up, push them to be the best version of themselves. Looking for inspiration. Looking for the next guy to push them to actually be able to go out there and write those apps. That is the gazelle. The person looking around, looking behind them, right, for the motivation to go out there and get what they need to get. The lion is the person that says, hey, you know what? I don't need anybody else around me. I'm self-motivated. I'm going out there. I'm getting my meal. I'm going to chase these apps. I'm going to get what I need to get because this is how I'm going to eat. If I don't get my apps, if I don't get my sales, if I don't get my lines, I don't eat today. Therefore, I don't bring home a paycheck. Therefore, I'm struggling. Therefore, my bills get unpaid. Therefore, I don't progress. Therefore, my bank account stays where it's at. Therefore, I might as well have stayed working at Whataburger for $300 every 2 weeks. Like, however you want to see it. You know what I'm saying? But the lion is self-motivated. And I feel like my mentality, when I listen to that, I'm like, bro, like, who do I want to be? Who do I want to be? I genuinely want to be the lion. And there's a saying that says, a lion leading a pack of sheep will always defeat a sheep leading a pack of lions. Oh my goodness, hold on. I just dropped the salt for y'all. Okay, hold on. A lion leading a pack of sheep will always defeat a sheep leading a pack of lions. Okay? Your mentality has a lot to do, right, with your performance, with and those people that are looking at you, right, from the very back, you know what I'm saying, and the front, you know. In general, when you walk tall and you walk like when you walk like a badass, everyone starts acknowledging you as a badass. Okay, so those are just like I don't even know how long I've been talking. Probably like only been like a few minutes, but so yeah, like for me, it's routine, keeping it simple when you're out there, knowing that what I have is what the customer needs. This is not, like I said again, this is not like I'm out there selling perfume. It's not like I'm out there selling energy drinks. You don't really need a lot of these things. You know, this is something that you actually need. You know, and when it comes to like, you know, your closing tactics, this is something you can use too. You can use that, like, ma'am, sir. You know, I want you to understand that right now, I'm not sitting here trying to sell you cable. I'm not sitting here trying to sell you a brand new printer. I'm trying to sell you something that you actually need. I'm giving you better service. I'm giving you a reliable phone. I'm giving you something that you actually need. The reality is that though technology has evolved, sir or ma'am, right, for us to actually be able to use entertainment, right, to use YouTube and watch videos, the reality is the purpose of a phone was for emergencies. And those emergencies are for like when those loved ones that you have, they call you. When they call you for any time, when they're late for school or hey, or God forbid something happens tragic, right? You would want that your phone does what it needs to do right in those times. Like you would want that, hey, if your mother called you or your husband called you, that call goes straight through without it dropping, right? Well, ma'am, unfortunately, you're on a tier 2 company, which is T-Mobile and Sprint. They can't guarantee that your call won't drop. But what I can do is, ma'am, I can give you a tier 3 company, a company that is reliable, that's been #1 in the nation year after year, right? And not only that, I'm going to update your phone. I'm going to give you a way better phone than those companies have. I'm going to cut the cost down for you. Now tell me, do you want someone that's being dishonest or honest with you? Honest, right? Well, ma'am, that's what I'm giving you right now. So with that being said, ma'am, do you want to use your card or your husband's card? That's what I'm talking about by bottled enthusiasm, tonality. I just closed myself. I'm about to go upgrade my phone, guys. It's confidence, knowing that what you have is what they need, okay? And yeah, man, just and having that routine, day in, day out, you know, setting yourself up for success. I'm sure if you look at all the owners in the office, Kelsey, Jose, Ryan, I guarantee you that they have a routine. I like some way, some shape, something they have a routine. They have something that they do every morning, or they do something on a daily basis, which allows them to be successful and to have got them to where they are, right? So And that's something that I picked up. I picked up from my leaders and my owners as well. When I saw that they also did have certain things that they were doing on a daily basis, I was realizing like, hey, that's some type, some shape, some form of a routine, and I need to implement that. And that's what did also help me and push me to actually creating a routine for myself, which in the result, I feel like I was talking to Ryan a minute ago before we got on the call. I was like, man, dude, like whenever I don't do my routine, like I literally bomb. Like I have the horrible day. I have a horrible day. And last thing I want to leave you guys on, man, is the skill of rebounding. I've been using the NBA for a lot of this talk, and so it makes sense to end with the NBA rebounding. In the game of basketball, man, one of the most important fundamentals of the game is to rebound after a shot taken. Uh, After you're in the, a shot, rebounding in the game allows the opposing team, right, to create to allow themselves another opportunity to take another shot, right? Now, what causes a rebound is either that a player took a shot, right, and either there was something in its way that didn't allow the player to make a clean and see a clean sight towards the close or a clean shot towards the basket, and therefore the ball went in an opposite direction that the player aimed it to go, and therefore the ball was missed, right? Um, Therefore, there are people who are down low by the basket who are said to crash the boards and to rebound to create another opportunity for the player to try to take another shot to actually be able to get the point, right? I thought this was huge because I don't think we really hype on enough on the skill of rebounding in the field. Sometimes we roll zeros, and I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I had out of those 8 weeks, I was writing my 20 apps from Thursday through Sunday. Only 4 days in the field. I would roll a zero Monday. I rolled a zero Tuesday. I think I would write like a 4-liner maybe on Wednesday, and then it was like from Thursday through Sunday I was turning up. You know, um, and I feel like sometimes when you're in the field, like we roll a zero, or we roll it back to back. Sometimes we let that dictate, how our week is gonna go. We let that dictate if whether we can catch up or whether we can still perform, or what we're gonna do or where our numbers are gonna end out for the week. And I realized that's a huge skill that I would say you guys should start implementing. Realizing that the week is not over, the game isn't over until the buzzer hits. When Sunday night, 12 o'clock, that's when the buzzer hits for the week, right? And I feel like you should constantly be able to push. For example, this past week, I was at the top of the sales board this week because I just came back from vacation. I started officially working Friday. So from Friday through Sunday, I did 15.5 hours. Just 3 days in the field, right? That's me. That's saying I rolled a zero Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Okay. The only reason I feel like I was able to do that is because my mind frame is like, you know what? Like the game is not over. There's no need for me to feel defeated just yet, right? I know what I have. I know there's customers out there that need what I have, right? I know not only that, I'm a great representative. I know I'm gonna explain everything in a way that no one else is gonna explain it. So it's a benefit for someone to actually get me when I pitch them, right? I'm not saying this to be an arrogance or for you to carry yourself like you're better than the next guy, right? This is strictly for when you're in the field and you're dealing with the customer. Okay, when you're dealing with the customer, you want the customer to feel secure and feel confident that the person that I'm talking to knows what they're talking about, right? Is 100% like the person that I should have and I've been waiting to talk to, right? When it comes to cell phone plans, because man, they're not only hooking me up, they're explaining everything perfectly. Hey, when I got my first bill, I wasn't surprised because they laid it all out for me. They were 100% transparent, right? And therefore, what it does too, which I don't know if Rap is gonna kill me for mentioning this, but it opens up a door for you guys to get referrals, which referrals are huge. Referrals are huge, guys. All right. Let me make sure he's not on this call. Yeah, he's not. I'm good. Referrals are huge, guys. Like if you give someone great customer service, right? You explain it thoroughly, and when that first bill comes around and they're not like pissed off because you lied to them saying that it was not going to be with their activation and all that other stuff, and they're actually satisfied, I can show you in my phone like I like the list is long. When I say that I've had a family member refer a family of 6, or a family member refer a family of 10, or because just simply through the confidence, the way I pitch, the way I execute, the transparency, the honesty, all that plays a huge part into the referral game. Now I'm not going to say I'm saying that's because this is a leader's call, and this is not something that you want to go ahead and be in your office teaching, right? But it's something that you do want to pay attention to as well. When it comes to like multiplying your numbers, when it comes to getting those extra sales, yeah, you definitely want to capitalize on referrals. So also when you wrap up, after you wrap up everything, definitely let them know that too, man. Let them know, hey, man, would you say your experience here was great with me today? Yes, sir. I thought it was phenomenal. I thought you explained everything perfectly. Shawn, man, I've been missing you. I love you or whatever. Fantastic, man. Hey, do me a favor. If you know anybody else that could take it that would need something like this right now, you do me a favor. You give them my number, right? And just let them shoot me a message, and I'll be more than happy to help them out. Okay? Fantastic. Right? And end it with that. The referrals is a big thing to actually getting those stragglers in the end of the week too, guys. But yeah, man. I don't know if there's anything else you guys want me to touch on, but that's all I got.
Talk about the structure that you said if we had time, you'd go over. We have time.
Give you my game. Okay, guys. Does everybody have a notebook? All right, I'm gonna give you guys.
I'm ready.
All right, guys. So this is a quick poll. Okay. So let's say. So I want you to write two. So.
Hey, Michael, go ahead and mute again.
And AT&T like that. Okay. So let's say you quoted a customer for 120, and let's say they're paying $200 at Sprint. Let's say this down payment or taxes. Let's say it's something as crazy as $500, which I don't know if you guys have dealt with high down payments, right? This is what it should look like. Okay. I'm gonna show you guys how to close this customer. Okay. So there's three ways you gotta approach this, right? Now, this works for me about 90% of the time. There is a 10% that, of course, just you can't close, and no matter, I mean, they're just not all the way there. Okay. But the first thing is, okay, so fantastic. So Ryan, you're gonna be the customer. So your down payment is $500. Your Sprint bill is $200. I quoted you at 120, right? But right now you don't see the logic in spending $500. Okay. Okay.
That's a lot of money up front.
Hey, so let me just ask you really quick: is it that you don't have the 500, or you just don't see the logic in spending that?
That's just a lot of money today. I don't know if I can put that down.
Well, look, hey, right now, basically, sir, look, I'm giving you 4 brand new iPhones, okay, at half the cost today. With that being said, sir, do you want to use your card or your wife's card?
I don't know, man. I have the money, but it's just a lot. Christmas is coming up.
Now, hold on, before you continue. What I want to highlight right now, the first thing that you're going to do, guys, is give the customer a general response. Huge. General. The first point is general. Dude, you can tell the customer the sky is blue. Just give them something general. Because usually a lot of the times the first response that they give you is an RDR, which is a reactionary defense response. They're just giving you something, right? Because right now that $500 scares them, okay? But it's important to ask them straight up, like, hey, is it that you have it or you just don't see the logic in spending it, okay? If he says, hey, I have it, right? Okay, I'm turning into wolf mode. I'm sinking my teeth in, okay? So first thing is a general response, okay? The second time, after you proceed to ask for the business, after your general response, a lot of the times the customer's response changes to the real reason why they're not willing to sign up or jump right on board immediately. So in this situation, he first started saying it was a lot of money, but then what happened was he did what? Brought up Christmas. You saw that? First, it was like, oh, well, it's a lot of money to spend up front. But the minute I just give him a general response, right, he got down to kind of giving me what the real reason why that $500 is a lot. And he just mentioned Christmas. So what I do now is I attack his objection head on. Okay, so you attack head on. So in this situation, Ryan, we're back with you. So you said, you know, it's Christmas time. You know, it's a lot of money to spend. Right? What exactly? What kind of gifts are you looking for to? Are you looking to buy this season?
I don't know. We're gonna get the kids some gifts. My wife deals most of it. We got to get the grandparents gifts. You know, the aunts, the uncles, all that kind of stuff.
The money's very tight, correct?
Say it again, Shawn.
So definitely, so money is very tight, especially during this time of season, correct?
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
What I'm doing, sir, what I want you to consider is that regardless going forward, okay, this $200 is going to be reoccurring every month, okay, no matter what you do, okay. And then not only that, I want you to ask yourself, sir, if you were to actually upgrade with your current provider to these brand new iPhones, how much more would your bill be raised? Would you be saving or would you be losing at that moment? You'd be losing, right? Because you'd be increasing the amount of money that you spend. So therefore, it'd take more out of your pocket, right, to stay with your provider more so than just to move on with us, right? So you can agree that you're saving money with us. So therefore, you have more room to spend for the holidays. With that being said, sir, do you want to use your card or your wife's card?
I'll use mine.
In some situations, they'll close on the second. Okay. Sometimes they're sold on the second. Ryan, give me one more rebuttal. Let's say you're at the edge. So this customer now, all right, now you'll have a customer. They'll be like they're at the edge. They're like you've hit them hard. You've given them what you got, right? But they're like and you feel it. You're like, dude, they're about to sign up, but they're not signing up, right? This is where this next one. I'm gonna explain it right now. Ryan, give me one more rebuttal. After I gave you that one. Did you want to use your card or your wife's card?
Man, I get you. I'll be saving money 100%. But if I spend $500 right now, my wife might kill me. So I don't know.
This is where the third bullet on this is called the assist. Okay, so you have two type of people. You have the salesman who is very pushy, and then you have the closer who is the assist. Basically, he assists the customer in making the decision. So now this guy, he's on the edge. He's like, my wife will kill me if I make this purchase right now. So I'm gonna assist him in making this decision for him and basically push him overboard by basically creating a scenario, right, that makes sense to why he needs to jump on it right then and right there. Okay. So for example, he says, my wife would kill me for that. So in this situation, one of the ones I would use, and I kind of used it earlier, so it kind of takes away the element of surprise right now. But it was like kind of like the emergency. Like I said, your phones are used for your emergency purposes, right? Prior to it being used just for entertainment, right? Right. In this situation here, sir, regardless, beyond the YouTubes, beyond the social media, sir, your phones right now are mainly used for emergency purposes, right? And right now you're with Sprint, a tier 2 company, right? Now, it looks like you take pride in your family. You love your family, of course. You're sitting here worried about the holidays, obviously. So with that being said, what would happen, right, if you're driving through the hills? And I don't know if you know this about Sprint, but Sprint, you can't be on the internet and be on the phone at the same time. So let's say you're using GPS, right? And you get a call, from one of your family members, right? And something tragic has happened, but the call drops, right? All because you chose to be with a tier 2 company. And not only that, your phones are outdated. Do you not agree technology evolves every 6 months? It does. So with that being said, you have an iPhone 8. Okay, there's 12 months in a year. So that means you're almost about 4 or 5 models behind, right? And not only that, your company is not even that advanced. They can't even give you the luxury of actually being on the internet and be on the phone at the same time. And they're overcharging you. Sir, what I'm trying to do is I'm going to upgrade you. I'm going to give you a brand new phone for the wife. I'm sure she's going to feel 100% better with a brand new phone. And I promise if you tell her that, hey, you went with this company because you wanted to make sure and ensure that anytime she calls you, right? The call goes through and you answer on the drop of a dime. I promise you'll be 100% happy that you're a husband that is worried about making sure you pick up that phone on time. And not only that, I'm giving you a tier 3 company with 5G access, and I'm cutting your cost down in half. Okay, because just about half. Okay, so I'm going to save you money, upgrade your service, upgrade your phones, and not only that, sir, I'm going to give you me as your own customer representative. So you have any issues going forward, you can make sure you give me a call. I'll be more than happy to explain this exact same situation to your wife. If you need me to, I got your back, man. So look, let's go ahead and make them happy for the holidays. With that being said, do you want to use your card or your wife's card? So,
Fire.
so
You're
that's
muted by accident.
okay. What did you say, Jose? Oh,
That's fire. That's what
but
I
yeah,
said.
so those are the assisto. The assisto. Just keep in mind, this is where you guys can create your own version of it. Sometimes you can use, hey, how much would it be right now to upgrade to 3 brand new phones or 4 brand new phones? That's a simple one. How much would it be to upgrade to brand new phones? Go to Sprint app right now. Type in 3 brand new phones. How much would it take your phone up to or your phone bill up to? These are simple things that you can do that would change, that would basically assist the customer in making that decision right then and there. But it's important that you follow it in those 3 steps, or not it loses its impact. So the first one is always a general, say whatever. So let's say we're at that ending, dude. When I say I've literally closed a $2,000 customer, I've had them pay $2,000 up front, right? They did not even come in there looking to spend funds, but I convinced them of spending $2,000 up front using this method. I have done it over and over and over. I even had them pay off the old previous AT&T bill, and then go in there and then spend another $1,500 to get the funds, right? Just using this method right here, right? Give them the general, right? Because it has to have an impact. If you do it out of order, it's not going to work. I've even tried it before and I bombed and I messed it up and I tried to get it back, and I don't think I recouped on that one. But yeah, you got to give them that general first, okay? The general response. Hey, look, I definitely understand it's a lot of money, but hey, look, I got you at 4 brand new phones, right at half the cost today. With that being said, do you want to use your wife or your card? Sir, look, to be honest with you, I just really got to talk to my wife. Well, hey, remember the second one, you attack head on. Well, sir, ma'am, hey, what do you want to talk to your wife about? Well, to be honest with you, you'd be surprised what they'll say when you attack it head on. When you put the ball right back in their court, they'll be like, well, sir, what do you want to talk to your wife about? Dude, I don't even know what kind of color she wants. Like, dude, what color phone she has right now? She has a black one. Dude, just get her a black one, you know? You'll be surprised when you throw the ball back in their court, right? And then let's say, usually if you close them on that second one, perfect. But if you got that third one, if you find yourself getting that third objection, that's when you're going to assist them and basically sinking your teeth in and making a decision for them, right? Make it make sense for them. Like, dude, compare the pros and cons of who they have and what you're offering them. Assist them in making a decision. Don't force them. Assist them in making a decision. So that way they feel like, hey, I can trust this person. What this person is telling me is accurate. And you know what? Yeah, I feel a lot comfortable doing this right now. So there you go. That was the 3 points, dude, I was talking about.
A little bit of extra sauce. I love it, man. Heck yeah. Man, that was awesome. I took so many notes. Love the bottled enthusiasm at the beginning. I think that goes so far with the customer. All the basketball. I come from a sports background, so that hit home with me. If you guys didn't get his basketball references, go do some research on the game of basketball, because some of those concepts, man, they're definitely game changers. If you can think that way and kind of understand that. So love that stuff. Lion and gazelle mentality, so huge. I like the leadership portion of that you touched on, in terms of a lion leading sheep versus a sheep leading a bunch of lions, right? It just makes sense that you would think that if there's more lions, right, that crowd would win. But man, it's the leader of that group that is going to control everything that goes on. So I love that, man. I am jacked for you. Hold on. What did you say, Shawn?
So you're gonna have some sheep out there with no sharp teeth, just numbing on you. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna be aggressive. Some aggressive sheep out there.
100%. But yeah, love that. and just everything. I'm jacked for you to be an owner and open up your own office, man, because I know you're gonna freaking crush it. So super excited. We'll get into, we're kind of going overtime, but man, we got a piece of Shawn's time. If you guys want to ask a few questions, we'll wrap it up with a few questions and then go from there. Anybody got questions for Shawn?
I do. So, was there ever a time where you like really, really struggled with like the whole closing part of the sales, for example, and like how did you get better at it? Is my question specifically.
That's kind of what I would mention. Like when you when I feel like in sales personally, I was naturally gifted with just kind of being able to talk through things. Um, but I would say the biggest thing that I've noticed that and I've helped my team with is just getting the developing the ability to build relationships with your customer as you're proceeding through the sign up process. People feel a lot more comfortable buying from a friend than buying from a stranger. That's always well known. So if you're struggling right now with closing, one is like I said, have go-to moves. Remember, like I was saying with the NBA reference, have go-to things that you're gonna say every time you get an objection. So if you get a spouse objection, have something that you write, like literally write it down and be like, every time they say they got to talk to their husband, I'm gonna say this exact same thing. Okay, that's one thing. And then another thing is developing the relationship as you're signing them up. Okay, so when you're quick quote and you're quoting them, you're not really too much developing a relationship right then and there just yet. Right there, you're just getting them interested. When you start asking them for their first and last name, through that whole process, from the first and last name, through the address, then through the date of birth, and then you kind of make a little joke about getting their social, like, oh, let me turn away, mom, put your social in, I don't want to look at it, make a little joke about it, then get their driver's license. All through all that, you are developing a relationship. Make small talk. Girl, so how long have you lived there? How's that part of town? I've never been there. Is that, you're developing a relationship all through there. And then that way, usually by the time you get to that close, right? They're more comfortable with actually listening and taking in your advice and what you gotta say, right? So it kind of helps out a lot more with that whole closing part. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I would say just starting out, develop a relationship and write down go-to rebuttals. Just maybe one for now. Just one. Just practice going through one. Because really you should only be rebuttaling when you get to Sarah Plus, not quick quote. If you remember. So quick quote is just you agree and let me get you qualified. That's it. That's all you're gonna say in quick quote. That's all you're gonna say. So you're not even rebuttaling. So that one rebuttal that you're gonna remember, that you're gonna memorize, is gonna be for Sarah Plus. Does that make sense? That's gonna help you.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Anybody else got anything?
I have a question for you, Shawn. So I know you were talking about, it took you a little bit to get to level 2 leader. And you were talking about kind of like duplicating yourself. You're naturally gifted when it comes to sales. So it's almost like you're just unconsciously good, right? Like you don't know why you're good. What were the key factors that helped you change that around as far as like training and developing people? What would you say are some of the most important things for that?
Yeah, straight up, humble myself big time to realize that though I was good at sales, doesn't mean that I'm gonna be good in the business, and that like I needed help. Which I literally, and that's where I turn to my leaders, and I turn to my leaders now for everything. I'll literally send Raph or Myra a text and just be like, hey, I have a stupid question. Like, like I literally put like, I have a stupid question. And they'll be like, okay, what is it? And so just those little things is kind of what I feel like definitely transformed and turned me around because it's not as it's well it's known that like people on the outside can see things that you're unable to see. Um, yeah. And then there's this. I think I used this one time when Ryan was there, but it was like the whole aspect of relationship. So it's like there's relationship, partnership, friendship, companionship, championship. The common word in all these is ship, right? And what a ship does is it takes things from one destination to another, right? So if whatever you have, if your partnership isn't taking you from one destination to another, abandon ship. If your team is not taking you from losing to the championship, abandon ship. If your friendship isn't taking you from worse to better, abandon ship. If your leadership isn't taking you from one destination to another, abandon ship. And what I realized is that even though I say abandon ship, I realized that if I wanted to get from one destination to another, I had to go into the category of all the words that had ship in it and say, hey, I got to turn to these. So I had to turn to my leadership. I had to turn to my leaders who gives me leadership. I had to turn to my coworkers who assist in my partnership, who can help me, who can show me, hey, what's working for them that's not working for me. I had to turn to the top salesperson who was winning the championship, who's constantly performing, they can tell me how to take myself from loser to winner. I had to tell, what I'm saying? So in all those aspects, it was like what definitely 100% assisted me was humbling down to just say, you know what, bro, you're better than me, bro. Hey, I may be in the business longer, or like I may have been in the business. Like there are people that was coming into the business, and they were like hitting level 2 before me, and I was like, dude, like it was frustrating because like here you are, you've been there longer, and then you got people that you feel like it's progressing, right? But in return, one thing that I was learning throughout the process was putting in 100% into everything that I was doing, and when it clicked, oh, it clicked because when I realized what I was missing, it was like I just took that 100% that I've been putting in with what like my leaders taught me and like what I was missing, and I remember like I broke like from not being able to break a leader, I broke like 2 in 1 week. And it was like, okay, and then from there it was just like boom, like week after week, I broke. You know what I'm saying? And then broke level 2, and then just so like it just for me it was like so just for me it was just turning to my leaders and yeah, that's what worked.
Heck yeah, Shawn. I appreciate you, man. I just want you to know, man, you're super inspiring, and you got that dog inside you, man. Good job.
I'm just glad to be a part. Oh, dude, Corey, my man. Dude, that's it.
Taking note.
Oh, sweet, man. You guys are awesome. You guys made me feel like I just did not waste my time. Like I honestly feel like you guys were engaged, man. Thank you. Fire call. Let's
The
go,
whole
bro.
time, bro.
Let's go. Dude, like at the end of the day, only thing and I remember I told this to the office. At first, and I was telling Ryan, I remember when I first did the 20 apps like back to back. You know what? Olivia beat me that one of those weeks. It was I think I did like right at 20.5 and she did like 21.25 or you beat me by like 2. It was something like that. It was like something like that. And I remember like I was like, dude, I want to be number 1 in the org for a couple weeks in a row. I was aiming for it. So you did fire me up too, bro. So I appreciate you, Olivia, for that. Because I remember I went back to the office and I was like, bro, I'm turning up. Like but I did tell the guys in the office this. I was like, yo, I'm not trying to take you guys as souls. I was gonna be straight honest. I'm not trying to take you guys as souls in this. And for that reference is towards David Goggins. Meyer can vouch for this. I was like, only thing I want to do is raise the bar for us. I said that. I was like, dude, the only thing I want to do is just raise the bar for us. I just want to take it up a notch. I want us to like, I want like every last one of you guys to be able to get to this point to where you guys are literally hitting these same numbers, because what the only thing it's going to do is make me push myself to another level. Like I've done now I've been able to average the 20 apps. Now, like my goal is like, dude, I want to push for the 30s. You know, I want to be able to like literally consistently push for 30 apps. Like it's insane, but it's possible. We just seen one guy do 40, like in 1 week. You know what I'm saying? So it's not unheard of no more. Somebody ran the 1 minute mile. You know. Now the question is, which one of the other lions are gonna say, yo, there's a lion on top of my hill. I gotta get him down there. You know what I'm saying? There's some meat up there, bro. Like I'm going up there and get it. And that's the fire that I'm talking about right there. That's the fire that drives me. When I came back, I only worked for 3 days. And you gotta keep in mind, I did 15 apps in 3 days. But I heard he did 40 apps, dude. I'm coming for his neck. And I'm like literally I haven't told him yet, but I'm coming for his neck. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just the lion mentality. The lion mentality is like, yo, bro, like I'm going after it. Like I want to be number one. I want to be the best version of myself. And if someone just showed me they can do it, dude, I can do it too. There's no exception. So with that being said, let that fire you guys up, dude. I want you guys to constantly be in competition with us, beat our top guy. You guys should be aiming to beat the top guys. And yeah, man, let's crush it, bro.
Heck yeah, man. I am inspired by your competitiveness. It's just fun. It's contagious. You know, you talked earlier about it's not a selfish thing, man. I'm making everybody around me better by being the best version of myself. And so super cool, man. Anybody else have any other, we got time for one more question. So somebody throw one out if we have one. If not, man, Shawn, I'm inspired, buddy. I can't tell you enough.
There, in Myra's camera.
Miss Myra.
Myra.
Awesome, guys. Well, we'll wrap it up. Shawn, again, thank you, man. Can't thank you enough. Love to see it. We're excited to compete with you. Like you said, you're top guys in Dallas. Man, y'all keep setting the bar, keep raising the bar, raising the standard for the country. Keep doing what y'all are doing. I'm excited to see you as an owner, man. But thanks for your time again. We definitely appreciate it.
Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you. Holy.
We love you, Shawn.
Thank you.
Are you coming?
Race over here, buddy.
Hi, Myra. How are you? Olivia, I miss you. I miss you too, girl.
Myra.
Bye.
Mara.
Hello, Corey.
What up?
I miss you guys. Can't wait to see y'all.
We'll see you soon.
You want one for days?
Alrighty. Bye, guys.
We
Y'all
miss
have
you,
a-
Myra.
We miss you too. Bye,
Tell
Ryan.
Rafi I love him.
He says he loves you.
We love you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Hey,
Oh, it was,
they only allow